Hey, it's going to be commentary for chapter 64 of my book, Multidimensional, which you can find on Kindle or listen to for free as an audiobook, and the links are in the description. Chapter 64 is called Busted. So, in the previous chapters, I was saying that there's a lot of problems that the theory reveals and that we need to grapple with, but that as long as you can say that the theory is simply wrong, then you don't need to do any of that. You can just ignore it. But then I said, okay, so why shouldn't we just go ahead and prove it? And then you have to grapple with it. And so so here's the thing. There have been already several either proofs or hypotheses that support this theory, but they didn't move the needle. So first you had the double-slit experiment, where you see that making a deciding to read the measurement changes the thing being measured. But the problem is that you could always blame the eyes, the brain, the quantum system as a whole, and experiment never had anything to do with it. Then you have quantum computers. Quantum computers do the way they work is by the quantum state collapsing, and thereby avoiding the need to do plenty of calculations that would lead to that collapse. For a physicalist account, it's just the probabilities and yada yada, lots of stuff being argued. But according to the theory, the thing that is collapsing the quantum state is experience. And it is done through a process of experiential selection. So you actually are looking at something that is experiential in nature, in potency, something that the ability to just leap into a reality where a specific feature is there, no matter how complex it is to reconstruct it or construct it the same way you leap into a dream, or you emerge in a dream, in a world that is being created immediately with no work, with no effort whatsoever. So you're seeing an experiential dynamic, but you can't associate. No one has associated it except from no one that is doesn't know this theory, which is no one. Everyone. So would associate that with anything experiential. And then you had Sir Roger Penrose, that postulated that that the brain can do hypercomputations. What is hypercomputations? Hypercomputations are computations done infinite amount of computations done in finite time, which is if something is like that, is a hypercomputation. It means that there are infinite amount of. If you still assume physicalism, it means that there are infinite amount of processes happening in a finite time, and for that to be possible, then your physicalist paradigm needs to shatter, because you're basically saying that more things happen than can possibly happen in a finite time. So you're saying this is not physicalism anymore, but it's not understood this way, and instead it is understood as just like saying it without really arguing what reality should be for that to be possible. So what I'm saying is that we have already proofs for the fact that for the claims of the theory that experience is not produced by physical processing. Therefore, it is fundamental, or at least you can deduce it from it. But no one is making those deductions. So to make that deduction, what the problem is not showing things like arguing very making lofty arguments. The problem is tying it to experience. So what this experience will do is exactly that. So the way we are understanding experience is as being produced by the physical world. That's how that is the common assumption. If that's not what you believe, then you're not a physicalist. But the question is, what then do you believe, and have you thought it out? Probably you're a physicalist at the end of the day. You just believe in richer physics. Anyway, so if you assume this, then you assume that the experience is being produced by the physical world, and therefore any experience, also experienced in a dream, must also be produced by the physical world. Everything must be produced by the physical world, because that's how the world works. Or by a parallel universe, but it's still connected to this one because it's because the brain is still in this reality as well. Anyway, so the way to solve, according to the theory, this is wrong. According to segmented aspects, this is not what happens. It's not that the world produces it, not this world, not any other world, a transcendent world. It is the other way around. It is experience that produces the world. And wherever experience is, it has the same capacities as it has in the wakeful world. And therefore, whenever experience is away, let's say when it is in a dream, when the body is unconscious but the experience is somewhere else, it has all the capacities to do the same kind of work that it can do in wakeful time, but it can do it in non-wakeful time, outside of time. So it has all the time in the world to do computation, to do work, cognitive work, and come up with a solution, to do computations. So what this experiment that I'm suggesting will do, I call it the experiential password buster, and I made a video about it. Basically, just crack a password or mine crypto or do any kind of cognitive task that is verifiable in the wakeful world, but can be done anywhere, and do it in an experience while experience perceives a different reality, and then bring that solution back through the phenomena called I call the experiential trails, which is the thing that connects the information from different perceptions, one of the wakeful world and one of the dream world, or whatever you want to call it, world. And by that, you're going to be able to solve problems that are should take even more than what quantum computers could possibly do in next to zero time. You just need to master the experiential skills, such as, for example, remembering exactly how to construct the whatever you need to calculate, to compute the problem in that altered while perceiving this altered reality, or what seems like an altered reality. And I can say that the more I was diving into this theory, the more I became aware of the fact that when I'm dreaming, so I think it's doable. It's not exactly clear what would be that test. I said we can mine crypto, so even if you're not necessarily proving anything to anyone, you might as well use it to become rich. But so there's still some work to refine what would be the thing that would prove it, that would make it that is not reducible to a quantum computer or to a set of qubits. But I don't think it's that hard. It's more about just acquiring the skills, thinking about the problem and solving it. And once you do that, well, then you show that you've been able to make calculations that are not possible to do if they were produced by a physical process, and thereby proving that it's not produced by a physical process.